way he thinks, I mean, it's mind-boggling. He's obviously got a he just started expansion about, it says 2012 on here, but really in the last year, we've really started to vamp it up and make it huge. He has a actual local team in Portland, Oregon. So there's the Portland, Oregon group he also runs. I don't even know how many more businesses he truly has. Yeah. He's got title companies, he owns market centers. He's a bold coach. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't know what you're going to say.
I was going to say about how many locations he's in.
Oh, so now we are in 27 locations. Oh. That's states. 27 states.
27 states.
In Florida, I think we're in probably 65 market centers.
Mm-hmm. This is expansion we're talking about, right?
So, and I'd like to explain that because a lot of people, I'm sure you probably have heard of it and also may have some in here. So expansion is basically, instead of being a home team in your market center, you're still a single agent. You have the backing support. So you have a listing specialist, a transaction coordinator, you have training as well as coaching, you have, they'll do your signs, all that stuff. So you have all that, you get all kinds of systems and tools up front instead of having to build that yourself as a team. So that's what he has I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I will. So his biggest thing right now is he is looking to start the next level of expansion, which will be teams. And that's actually what he's working on right now with Gary. So he's actually working on a coaching program as well. So, I mean, he's all over the place. But he's extremely smart and driven, clearly. So that's who I work for.
Let me just say something about expansion. Expansion is here. Expansion is going to stay. Gary Keller predicted, I think it was Gary Keller himself, believes that someday, and I don't know when that day was, that an expansion agent within Keller Williams will be the second largest real estate company.
Well, and that's where it's going.
A Keller Williams agent will be the second largest in the country. You get that?
Which is so exciting.
Yeah, so exciting.
It really is.
It is. To have the opportunity.
It is. So I joined UHG because it brought me closer to extremely large, high-minded people like that. So within our group, all of the regional directors, I'm an area director, they're all max coaches or bold coaches. So I was just in a room full of people that probably do tens of thousands of units a year. It was incredible. Jeff Quinton, Abe Shreve was there, like amazing people. So it got me the ability to do that. So it was really cool.
This is great. We still got people coming in. We get empty seats. Come on in, people. Don't be shy.
And I made this.
Look at you. We're filling the room for you, girl.
I appreciate it.
Where'd you knock out? I got you, Patricia.
Can you scoot down? I'm sure Dave has a bottle of water somewhere for me.
Yeah, we can get you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who else is tenants here? You got tenants?
They can go to the Facebook page or to our
somewhere around here too.
Reload.
Really?
You don't know where?
Yeah,
Go to our Facebook page.
There's a relocation fee on here.
Hey, John, you got the best chair.
Want something?
You got the best chair.
Huh?
You got a good chair.
Yeah, it is a good chair.
Something for chairs. I'm still in production as well, clearly. So. Yeah.
Where you're locally and she didn't know where it was.
Oh no, I just know I go there. Okay, so now that he's gone, I can talk. He's great. So yeah, so I obviously am part of UHG. A little bit about me, which I'll go to the next slide. This is really outdated, so this is not accurate. Thank you so much. Obviously, we did start in 2012. We are in over 25 states now. We have, year to date, I think 265 agents all over the United States. And then that's not accurate, because that would be a very low number for that many people. So A little bit about myself, I'll tell you really fast. I was that person who literally I got my license November of 2000, what year? 2019? 2017. I didn't even start until January of 2018. I literally signed up for Bold, had no money, but I signed up for Bold, and literally the day I signed up for Bold, I started on a team that was an expansion team from Jacksonville, and I was only agent in Sarasota. So I started Bold and that. By June, I capped. That was my first year I did any closings, or first time I got a closing. I had 5 closings in June. I capped, made $25,000 that month. And then I did 36 transactions from June to December. Now, I went to Nike Camp, then I went to Family Reunion and realized I wanted more. And my team wasn't going to allow that. So my thing was, I need upward mobility, and every team should allow you to do that. So my thing was, I had a conversation with my rainmaker. I was like, listen, this is what I want to do. She was like, let's do another KPA, see if that's going to work. Didn't work out. And this opportunity literally came to me the next day. And I signed on, and then that was in March, April? I think it was April 1st I started on UHG. May 1st they asked me to be an area director and asked me to start expanding Southwest Florida. So, and actually I started Southeast as well in Miami, which is a whole another world. So it's been interesting for me. So that being said, I told you to write down that number, that 157,000, and then what you would do with it. The reason I asked you that was because that's literally how much money you could do if you actually did some of these steps. And I know that my price point is a little bit more than yours, yet we're seeing obviously the trends settling down. And I mean, my probably average is about 300,000. So mine's 9,000, but we're seeing a lot of people selling in the 250 range. So it's about, is that what?
Yeah. 220, would you guys say? Yeah.
So,
Want to buy some property down here? There's room full of great agents.
so good. So good. Not yet. Okay, so anyways, yeah, well, I want to wait a little bit. I want to build, so I have to wait. And I haven't been doing this long enough to buy one or anything. I can't even get a mortgage. So, like I said, I've been in this for 19 months. This year I was on track to do 60 units. I then took the area director's job, and now I'm on track to do about 40. So that was
Wait. Did you say you've been in this business for 19 months?
19 months.
And you how many units?
It'd be 40 this month, or this year. But I also do the area director. It was supposed to be 60.
Okay.
Next year I want 100. And there's some stuff that will have to happen for obviously that to happen. So. Okay, so first step is, it seems really easy and really simple to say this, is make an appointment every single day. Your job is sitting there at your desk to look for something, and what is it? It's an appointment. Uncover that appointment. I was in the room with all these people that I was like, how do they do 300 units a year? I don't understand it. I'm sitting there with a math coach, and you had to write one thing you're going to implement when you leave. And I was like, I'll make an appointment a day. She's like, nope, that's not good enough. I was like, what? Like, I mean, I feel like that's good. She's like, no, you're going to make an appointment, and you're going to attend an appointment every single day. And I was like, oh, crap. Like, how do I do that? So this is basically saying to you, like, that $157,000, what it meant to you. Are you willing to sit there until you get that one appointment? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And it doesn't matter what it is. I found out DTD2, I found out yesterday that I am leaving $702,000 on the table.
Explain D2.
Okay.
Please.
So in bold, I don't know if I have it. I don't. So in bold, your database, right? I have 600 and something people in my database. And then you take it, and then NARS, there's a percentage. It's like 64% you should be getting from your database. And then you take 10% you should be getting from referrals, you add that. Then you actually put your, how many you did last year, and then it's subtracting that, and you put the amount there, and then you times it by your commission. And I think it was like 100 units that I missed out on because I'm not keeping up with my people. And I mean, that if anything's a gut punch, $702,000 would have changed my life, my parents' life, my family's life, everybody. So that now that is I have that number on when I go into the office, it's sitting there. Because that, if anything, in DTD2 there's 2 letters every week that you can call, or it's the last name or whatever it is. I actually had it in bold yesterday, and I had a conversation, and this has nothing to do with what I'm teaching, but I'll tell you. I had a guy that I went to high school, and I hadn't talked to him in, I'm not going to tell you how many years, because then I'll tell you how old I am. But it was a long time. And I was like, I don't really want to call this person. Well, the DTD2 basically takes that out of it. You call any number that has that letter. You can't be biased with it. You just call it. Well, he lives in Pittsburgh. I haven't seen him forever. It was a very nice conversation. I'm a high I, probably as you can tell. And my biggest thing is I don't know how to ask for the business. I want to have a conversation. I can start a relationship, but I don't know how to be a D that can go and grab it, right? So yesterday I had a conversation with James Shaw, and he's like, make sure you ask for the business. I was like, okay. So I asked him, I was like, hey, how's everything going, whatever. He's like, oh, you're in real estate. I said, yes. I was like, do you even know anybody down here anymore? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, hey, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell down here? I was like, listen, I'll still go up to St. Pete. I'm not afraid to drive wherever for $3,000, $4,000, whatever it is. And he's like, actually, I have somebody looking in Parrish, a friend of mine. And I'm like, done. Give him my number. I mean, they're looking in $300,000 range. And I would have never called him. But it was that DTD2. And I'm like, $702,000, that is not going to happen again. And my database is going to keep growing. So it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. There were people in that room that had millions of dollars that they sat there and left there. So bank appointment each day has nothing to do with what I just said. But so this is basically, I mean, I don't know, does anybody call FSBOs and expireds? So there's some of you that, okay. So I actually enjoy it. I'm that weird person that actually enjoys it. I like no's because that means that it's probably a yes, and I can normally figure out how to get it to there. And I have those days too that I can call 3 people and then I get that yes right away, right? And then there's the days that it's 50 calls. And I'm like, it's no. That $157,000, is it worth it to keep going?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's this. So that's basically, don't stop calling until you have that one appointment, which in the long run can seem, it's not fun, but if you make it a habit of lead genning every single day, and I can show you on there my daily or my weekly schedule of what I do. In the morning, you won't, if you call or text me between 9 and 11, I'm not getting back to you. You won't. I'm sorry, I don't care. It's not that important, especially with that $702,000 sitting right there in front of me. I'm not talking to anybody. You could have your house in flames. It's one of my listings. Sorry, I'll talk to you in 2 hours. So, and then the other thing I want to say is, we, as agents, and especially for you that you're going to be a new agent, we will run and talk to people that are unmotivated all the time, right? We'll go and we get excited for unmotivated people. And my next slide is for that. So if you're not making an appointment every single day, and this one's hard, we don't want to talk to these people. FSBOs, not always the nicest. Expires, they're pissed off. So go and door knock a FISBO or expired every single day. Now, everybody asks me, what do you say to them? You don't have to, you can say hello. There's not a perfect script for it. Say hello. Do you have any real estate needs? I mean, it's that easy. I mean, FISBOs are going to tell you what are their 3 main objections. That's number 1, period. Or I've sold houses back in 1925. And then the third one is normally I want to try it myself, where they weren't expired and they want to try it themselves. Those are the 3 that normally it is. And if you actually, something I started doing when I was on the phone, I started writing down every time I had an objection, because there's normally 3 to 5, right? I wrote it down, and then I sat there with my script partner every morning, and those were the ones I worked on, because that's what's, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna happen. If those are the 3 to 5 I'm gonna get, those are the ones I need to work on, right? So walk up to a FISBO or expired. There's no reason why you can't. We have a list every single day on the MLS. Pick 1 or 2. If they're not there, drop off your card, have your business card, or have a written handout. I have them in my car, already done. They're very basic. They say, hey, wanted to stop by and introduce myself. Let me know if you have any real estate needs with my card in there. That's it. So I just drop it in there, walk away. Doesn't matter. So this is one of Cody's biggest things. It's something that he makes us do. And it works because people, like another NARS statistic is 72% of all people hire the first agent they meet.
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Be first. You don't have to be good.
Agent.
You don't have to be good, just
Do
be
you
first.
realize how many bad agents get hired because of the first? You don't have to be that great.
You ever wonder why they hired that knucklehead? Because they were first.
They were first, and they were the ones that came to the door. They didn't sit there and not do. You don't send them postcards. Don't spend money on that stuff. Go to their face. You know, and I'm giving away my secret. But the other thing I do now is not only am I calling, now I'm obsessed with video. So I take videos and I send it to my expireds or FISBOs.
Yep.
Hey, my name's Danielle Lanners. I'm with Keller Williams. I saw that your house came off the market. I would love that opportunity to talk to you about how we can get it sold. Will you give me a call back? My number is 727-804-9228. I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day. People actually love it. They're like, wow, you did something different. You're not the same old person sending me flyers saying that your house didn't sell. It's the last thing they want to hear. We know that. So I've started to do that as well.
So you text the video to them?
Yeah,
Their phone
so,
number?
yeah, it's funny. Ashley and I joke about it because we'll look through our pictures and there's a bunch of videos from what we are sending to FISBOs and expires. Now, I will tell you though, that I have to then somehow I have to figure out which one what number that was. Get what I'm saying? So if they call me or text me back, I'm like, oh crap. Wait, who was it?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the only thing we haven't found that system yet.
What a terrible problem to have.
Yeah.
Can you put the address and the contact?
Well, and that's what I've started to
Yeah.
do, especially with like FISBOs and stuff that I'm keeping up on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those definitely, I
Make a
put
contact.
like, and then you normally know their name, so it's like John at Chippewa Lane.
Right.
Oh, that's
So,
under
Yeah.
So you've like met them, and then a week or so later, or whatever, then you kick the video out to them, or how?
Oh, no.
how
No,
is that?
no. This is literally, so on UHG, we get Land Voice. So I get the list of expires every single day.
Okay.
Yeah. So we send one to them that day.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But you can actually look at can you find the phone numbers on the MLS? You can probably figure it out somehow. No.
Land Voice is a great product if you ever want to take a look at it. The other one is that a lot of people use is Reddit.
Mojo.
Mojo. Reddit is another one for FISBOs and
Vulcan is a little expensive.
Vulcan.
Vulcan is a lot of expensive.
Yeah. They're really good, but they're
Yeah.
Land Voice is something we use, and I'm going to use Callfire as our dialer. But I
What
mean,
is it called?
Call Fire.
Call Fire?
You can look on your MLS though every single day and the first thing in the morning and look at it because you should be looking at your market anyways every day and seeing what's on there, what's sold, and how many of you are actually doing it. Okay, that's more than normal.
Well, who's just doing, how many you doing it?
About 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys,
Taking notes.
that's something you should know. I mean, it will take you, it looks like a lot right now because when you actually look at it for the first time and you haven't been doing it, you're gonna have like hundreds, right? Now I only do the area, I look at Sarasota and like just a small area. I don't have a whole massive area. And I look at what's brand new, what's expired, what's sold, what's been put under contract, and that's what I look at every single day to make sure I know what's going on in my market. And we do weekly, how many have sold, how many have been listed, how many been pending and expired. We have a thing in our board we put it up every week. So we know what's happening in the market, which is it's changing, so we should know that. So, what is there? So again, FSBOs, they have one hand up, they want to sell. There's a reason for that. Find that pain, why they want to sell. Some of them are just testing the market, no motivation, walk away. Or do what I think girls have, they're FSBO. Don't listen,
Don't listen.
earmuffs.
Go ahead, tell what you want.
Yeah, so I was telling them earlier with FSBOs, if they're not willing to list with an agent, you're still going to get 3% for them, right?
Mhm.
And what better than to get buyer leads, right? So what I have done, there's a script. It's basically after you get through the script if you want to list their house. Okay, I completely understand you want to do this yourself. Let me ask you, would it be okay if I came by to preview your home? I would love the option to take pictures. I have a bunch of websites I'd love to put on there, and let me find you that buyer. You're willing to pay that 3% commission to a buyer's agent? Yes? Fantastic. When would be good for you? 2 today or 4 tomorrow? Or whatever you want to say. They're always going to do it. Then I automatically send an email or a text because I'm getting that information from them to make sure I got that again. And then I put it on Facebook. And there's like, we have Sarasota, homes for sale, all that swap shop, marketplace, all that stuff. And I showed a few of them. In one house, I got like 300 buyer leads for free.
So you go take the pictures and then you put it on Facebook?
Correct. And you do a very short, you don't tell them a lot because you want them to message you for information. You do have to put some type of price. You can do it. Your mouse.
No, go ahead. I'm not the broker, I'm just the team leader.
Okay. You can do $1. I would ask your broker first. You can do $1 and then say, please ask for a price. So at least they know that that's not actually the price. Yes. Or whoever.
Do you have to get written permission from that seller to
So
do
that's
that?
why I do a
Or do you
text
advertise?
message saying, or an email saying yes and yes. I also reiterate that there. There is a non-exclusive addendum, or like, in there, you can do that, and I'm actually going to start doing that just because I heard about some.
No, I have them sign that they'll pay the 3%.
Yeah,
But that commission's thing,
Yeah.
they're not.
Is it
Yeah, yeah,
commissions?
yeah.
They don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
what-
Get it right.
No,
the point was the buyer leads. It had nothing to do with me trying to
Right.
sell their house to be.
That is the point, the buyer leads, they maybe get 3%, but think about this.
I got 25 leads from that.
And she got the appointment. What's the goal when you're calling on FSBO?
And guess what? I'm listing that house, and it's $650,000.
Did you hear that?
Wow.
November
Yeah.
1st.
Wow.
Because they wanted to wait the 61 days. It was an expired, actually. It wasn't a FSBO, so I lied there. But they wanted to try FSBO.
Think about that.
So it was $650,000 listing, and I got 25 buyer leads, ready to go. I mean, there's no point. That will change my entire business, and it was free. So back to this. So expireds, we know 2 things: they are willing to pay us commission, and they're willing to sell. So this is one of Cody's favorite things to say, and I absolutely agree. Just show up. Be in the way for good things to happen to you. You show up, you lead gen, you follow up, you show up at their doorstep, you have conversations. How many of you talk to the people at your grocery store and ask them about it?
Because everybody thinks that I'm the person that
You
helps
work
them.
there?
Ah, that's awesome! Do you know what the funny thing is? I was so against name tags for the longest time. I just ordered one because I was like, I hate those things. And now I'm like, that is the smartest thing, because I have the conversations. They're like, had we known a long time ago? They're like, where's your thingy? And I'm like, oh, crap. It's like,
I was eating lunch today and some woman
Yeah.
walked right up to me and I was like this, not even looking at her, and she walked up and started the conversation with me.
There's also a cool thing that Ashley has, and it says, ask me about real estate on the back of her laptop. Like, how many times are we sitting somewhere? And, I mean, if we had something there that said we're a real estate agent, like, she's had people suffer at Starbucks.
Branding,
What?
branding.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, follow-up Wednesdays, most important. If you're actually doing this and you're having appointments every single day, you are going to have a ton of follow-up. Today was a lot for me. I had a ton because I've been out of town. I've got a bunch of listings coming up. I have a lot of stuff, and that can be your preparation day. We're going to have another slide in a minute, which also has to do with social media, and that's going to be on Wednesday as well. So you're going to want to do that on Wednesday. He actually talked about our videos. We do a lot of, for our open houses, we do a lot of stuff on social media. Every single day, it's something else on social media. And it could be a bang bang, or bang bang. That's shrimp.
Is that what you had for lunch?
No.
Bomb bomb.
A bomb bomb, thank you. Or no, a boomerang, that's what I'm thinking. A boomerang.
Yeah.
So if you go on my Facebook, I don't know what.
That's the other one.
I need to stop talking. So it's a boomerang on Instagram, and I don't know if they have it on Facebook, I don't really know.
You could do it separate. There's like an app for it that you
Yeah,
can do that.
okay.
Put them anywhere.
So we'll do something silly like walking in the door of an open house or something, like, you know.
And then it has them walking backwards.
Or yeah, it's like back and forth, or we'll
Yeah.
be like jumping out of something. That's what we do, and we have that like 1 or 2 days. We also go to the house, and we'll be standing in probably like the most pretty kitchen or whatever feature it is. But every single day we have something. We don't have time to do that every single day. So we actually schedule it to where we have it already done. And on Wednesdays, we put it in Hootsuite. I can't say the word.
Hootsuite.
Thank you. Hootsuite, and we have it already done for every single day. So we don't have to work on it. It's basically a scheduling for your posts.
The social media scheduling
For all of
platform.
your social media?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so then you're
Like
spending.
an owl? Oops.
Yes.
Oh.
So then you're not spending a ton of time doing it. Now you're gonna have to prepare for all these listing appointments you're gonna get, and you may have to prepare those notes that you're gonna, have in your car. So this is that day. Now a great script, and I'm gonna tell you that something funny happened to me. I love door knocking as well, and I door knock when I'm having an inspection. I don't sit there, so I door knock around the neighborhood.
Wait, time out. That was a good one. That was a nugget, guys. What do you do during an inspection?
I
Which is a
door
complete
knock.
waste of time sometimes?
I door knock. So I bring about 50 flyers, and I say, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I just sold this house here. We have an inspection actually today. I thought I'd come around because we have so many buyers, and I need to find them a home here. Do you know anybody that's looking to sell? I don't ask them that yet.
Brilliant.
And then if they want to know, then I'll be like, if they say, no, I don't really know anything. Okay, well, fantastic. How about this? Are you looking to sell? And they'll even say yes or no. Well, if you're not, that's okay. Would it be okay if I got your information? I'd love to keep you up on the market and how much your home is sold. What is your information? Jot it down. Now, we always have a flyer. I have a great virtual assistant that does it for me because I don't know how to do anything.
Time out, if I may. She said virtual assistant. Does everybody know what that is? Where's your virtual assistant?
The Philippines.
The Philippines. $4 an hour? You don't pay it. We'll talk about virtual assistants later.
I was like, I don't know.
Cheap.
They are cheap. You know what though? I pay mine very well because it's a lot of money there, but I still somehow feel really bad for her. I always send her more money. So she makes me a flyer. But anyway, so I dropped off. The whole story was I dropped off one. They didn't come to the door. I dropped it there. They, for some reason, started thinking about it. This was a year ago. I was doing a Model Monday video. I thought of her because I knew what she liked. I thought of her because she wanted to sell her home, but she wanted to move and have more space, but she wanted to do construction. Saw one, called her. They're going to list their house for $475. They're buying for $700. That was a year ago, but I've been following up with her. Hey, how's the family? How's her husband's in the NFL? How's hey, you know, how are
Wait,
the
in the
kids?
NFL? You can tell us who it is, though, right?
It's not the Patriots, doesn't
Privacy.
count.
It's not.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It's not. It's in Hindi.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Well, I don't-
It's in Hindi.
Andrew Luck,
What?
Andrew Luck,
No. You don't know who that is.
I actually have never met him.
oh, he retired, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've
He's
actually
selling
never
and
met
leaving.
him. So I
So-
don't know.
May I just interject here for a second? Follow-up Wednesdays, Gary Keller will tell you, Josh Team will tell you, Cody Gibson will tell you.
The business is in the follow-up.
There's a lot of money to be made in lead gen. There's a ton more in lead in follow-up. We get it. We get the lead and we don't follow up with it. Then.
The average customer doesn't buy for 6 to 18 months.
There you go.
Or more,
Lead
but they
follow-up.
do, yeah.
That's where the big money is.
I'm looking for the actual,
The actual
what they
quote.
actually say.
You get the message though, right?
Hold on.
We have a new agent that was so excited about door knocking. He's doing things like this, but that's just a nugget. You're at a home inspection. Why not spend a couple of hours door
Exactly, I
knocking?
wish
That's-
I
that's-
knew
Yeah, that's
that.
what you do, but you have to do step 1 on Wednesdays also? Do you have to make it?
Oh, girl, that's every day.
Every day, regardless of what else is
That is
going
it.
on.
Do you know that Jeff Quinton,
Okay, sorry, too bad.
millions of dollars, he owns an expansion team. He lead gens 7 days a week. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. But he's bigger, he's thinking of bigger things.
It's the one thing.
There's one thing.
If you actually knew what half of these guys' why is, has nothing to do with their family, has nothing to do with their business. It's even bigger. Cody Gibson's is he wants to have a private jet that will take kids that are dying and take them on a trip somewhere.
Oh, wow.
And he wants to be able to just not even worry about that. Have enough money that he doesn't even have to worry about it. And it's just constant. That's his why. These guys, 7 days a week. We complain when we have to do it 3, 4, right? These men are doing it and it's a habit. And when they don't do it, they start to stress out. And there's women too, I don't need to say men too. I will tell you I don't work Saturdays and Sundays besides maybe I do open houses twice a week. I don't work. I have 3 little boys, I'm a single mom. I can't.
Are you
So,
gonna have any one of these points here gonna be the open house?
no, but I can tell you all of that, I promise.
Because I'm interested to hear about, like you say, you
Yeah.
do 2 open houses, you don't work weekends. Have you done open houses during the week and are they successful?
I have. And I don't personally, I would rather be doing another type of business during that time. And I know it's probably limiting belief on my behalf. I believe that more people come on the weekend. That's me. I know people, there was a gentleman in my office, his entire business, he never once called someone. He had 2 open houses every single day of the week. And he built a massive business. He would get 30 listings a month from that.
That's what I did when I first started.
I personally would not be able to do it. I would have anxiety sitting somewhere for 2 hours. And he did it, I think he did it from 10 to 12 and 2 to 4.
That's what Diana Kokoska did too
Yeah,
when she first started.
yeah. I just, it's not in me. I don't want, that's not something I would enjoy. Well, I will.
Can I again, because Dawn Yellow already told me she likes interaction, right? So I'm going to
Yeah.
interact one more time.
If I was sitting
Yeah,
there
but
the
we're
whole
getting
time, I'd
tired.
get really bored.
You got to know tired. But some of you didn't have the advantage of being at masterminds this past week in Fort Lauderdale. Some of you
I
did.
didn't either, and I'm very sad
Yeah,
about it.
one of the, and about this open house thing, and this relates to that, Tony DeCello, does anybody know who Tony DeCello is? He was up on stage. And he said, it's all about basics, right? A lot of this stuff we've heard before, but you just really got to hammer it home, right? Hammer it home and pull a couple of nuggets out of it. Tony DeCello said, know your value proposition. So when it comes to being on an open house, just to use as an example, if you're meeting people, know your value proposition. This is number 1 on his list. So you can convert that into business. just meeting 10 people on a weekend, if you don't have a value proposition to give them or know how to speak to them. So and what else was, number 2 was role play and script practice,
Oh, I do it every single day.
okay?
It's 10 minutes, people. 10 minutes. That's it.
All right, so,
And I have to do it with different people every day because I can't. I get bored.
so yes, Danielle does this, but she's converting these at a high level because she has a value proposition. And so we'll just sit down sometime and talk about what's my value proposition for that person, okay?
So I don't want to get too off track, but it's funny because again, Ashley is like my partner, and her and I actually every Monday night from 7 to 10 we are the only ones in the office, and we sit down and we sit there and we're business. Well, it's that time of the year too, people. So if you're not doing your business plan right now, you need to get on it. So we sit down and we think about it. How can we be different than any other agent? What are we going to do to make sure that when we go together normally for listing appointments and then we split it. Yet, what do we do that's going to be different than you, any of you? What are we going to do differently? And I'll say what I said, but I shouldn't.
Or you're in a different area.
So no, we said our thing was we want to be the one-stop shop. If you need pressure washing, we'll have that person for you. We want to be that person since the time we meet with you till the time we walk away from you, and even after that, you can come to us and we'll find that person for you. We'll help you with whatever you need. That's who we want to be. Is that person that if you move to Sarasota and you need a dentist, call me. I will find you whoever you need and the best one there is. That's who we want to be. We want to be that person that you feel so comfortable with that you want to come tell us that. And that's what we came up with. We were like, how are we going to do this? We want to start a legacy of that those people want to come to us no matter what it is. For anything. I don't have to just sell you a house. I want to give you whatever you need. So you trust me not only with the biggest thing, but even the small things, and I can get you through it. So anyway, well, I don't know how we get off on this all the time. This is why I never get up through anything. Yeah. And I'm a high I, so it's like squirrel. So anyways, one of the scripts that Cody and we use is on Wednesdays. Hey, John, it's Danielle Lanners with Keller Williams. Just wanted to call and follow up with you. If you have any real estate needs, just give me a call. And that was a voicemail. Now, if it was on the phone, hey, John, how are you doing? I know they tell you not to do that. I do it. And I say, hey, listen, I'm just following up with you. It is Wednesday. You know how I am. Let me know if you have any real estate needs, okay? They're even going to say yes or no. Great. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Now, I do have a plan where I know, like, we've been talking for a while, I will call every other. That's personally just because I feel like if I'm calling you every week, you're probably going to tell me to. So, or if it's a FSBO, same thing. Hey, John, it's Danielle Lanners with Keller Williams. You know, we just sold about 3 homes. Who's we? My market center. We're a team.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Your market center.
We sold about 3 homes in your area. I just want to make sure that, you know, if you have any questions or if you have any real estate needs, just give me a call. And then I leave it. So I want to tell you this quick story, and Cody says it all the time. And I mean, like I said, that one client of mine, it's been a year. I have a client that was a internet lead. Love that guy. But it's been almost 2 years. He still hasn't bought anything, but I constantly reach out. Hey, I just want to make sure, is the criteria you're looking for still the same? I know you're coming down this season. Are you still looking to buy? Whatever it is, I'm still reaching out to them no matter what it is. Because it could be 2 years down the road, and they actually come back. The DTD2, it's almost a 3-year cycle. So in 3 years, I could be making $702,000 from DTD2. That's what they've found out. It's a 3-year process. Some of them might be right away. Most of them are going to take about 3 years. And we're seeing that everybody buys or sells within 10 years. Okay, publish when I have a buyer. This is what I was telling you on Wednesday. This is something I do as well. So I have a buyer. Basically, we all have buyers. So this can be personal. I want you to be detailed on the person. You don't have to say their name. Yet you want to be as specific as possible. So something, I haven't actually done mine today, so naughty. And I have a client that's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool home under $300 in Sarasota, which is hysterical. So, so I have to tell them, I normally say, hey, I have this amazing family I have a buyer, it's this amazing family. They're looking in whatever area code or whatever neighborhood it is. They're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a pool. They are, qualified and ready to go. Please message me if you have any leads, if you know anybody looking to sell. Now, the reason why I do this every single Wednesday is because now what does it look like? I have all the buyers. I don't, but it looks like it. So then anybody that's looking to sell is like, oh crap, I want to sell with her because she's got all the buyers. So that's why I do this.
Danielle, question right here?
Where do you post this at?
Facebook, Instagram, you can now create stuff. So social media.
Okay.
Are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Now, would that be okay to do a paid let's just talk about that for a second, paid advertisement?
Okay, so Facebook is the cheapest you can do. If you're doing it at a very high level and you can keep up with it, do it. If you don't know the process and how to keep up with it, I'm not 100% bought on it.
Okay.
Just because personally, and it's me. So there are people that do it. Steve Montgomery, I don't know if you all know him, he's in Orlando, has a massive team. He came and taught at our class, and he does it. And that's how he gets all his buy leads, is through that. And he does something very easy. It's just want to come live in tropical paradise or something, and then it has a house and it says or Florida paradise or something, and that's it. And then if you click on it, then you can get his the information, and then he automatically gives that lead. I personally don't know how to do that yet. I will probably pay somebody to do that. Yet, if you're going to boost something, I would do your listings, especially up to Ohio, Michigan, New York, all those places up there, because you can actually pick those people now.
Who did you say that was?
So you have to do it on your business page. You can't do it on regular. You have to do it on your business Facebook page. But say you have a listing, and you can go on your business page. There should be like I think it just says boost.
Yeah.
On there. You push it, and you can actually pick areas now. And then I think it's like even $10 a day.
You can make it however much or little you want. Yeah.
There's
So-
so many ages, you
and
can
you
choose
can-
the age
The
group.
time
I don't know if you
frame.
can choose the age group anymore.
No, they
Yeah.
changed it.
They stopped
Just did
it.
it not too long ago.
Well, you can do, if you're doing 55 and up communities, you can do for that, but it has to be 18 and older
I
now.
don't think you can
18 to 65 plus.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they nailed me when I tried to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's like
it's different now. So because when I first did,
Fair
I
housing.
did it for, it's funny, I did it for a FISBO and Nokomis. That's where you live.
That's where I live.
No.
You live, that's right. It was a $1.6 million FISBO. He doesn't really care to sell the place, he's just seeing if he can go $1.6 million. So I went over, I met him and his wife. Same thing, I took pictures. They let me find you a buyer. I actually boosted that one. It honestly didn't work out for me. I paid money. So that's why personally, at a high level, if you can do it for your own listings, at least it's your own listing, right? This wasn't even mine, and I paid money for it. So for me, like that part of it, it didn't make sense for me. The one that I was telling you on the marketplaces, swap shops, whatever, that is free. So I like free. Yeah, I think we all like free.
Yeah.
So best days to do it, obviously Wednesdays between 1 and 3, that would be now, so we're all screwed. Pull out your phones now and do it. So again, as long as you are extremely detailed about it, because you want to be detailed, because if there is somebody that actually has a home for your buyer, and I do have buyers like that, I mean, you can make one up. I don't think it's probably the smartest because then, you know, if something does come up, then you don't truly have the buyer. And we have, I don't know how many people you have in your pipeline, but if you had somebody that was like a nurture and you found that place for them, would they be willing to buy at that point? They would. So it's those one special unicorns, 3-2 pool in Sarasota for 300. That's a unicorn. You're not finding that.
That is.
So here's actually, this is the first time this slide's ever worked for me. So here's this is actually an agent up in Portland that we have. So it's friends of Facebook. I need your help. I have a client who has been, I can't read that, looking for a bungalow in southeast Portland near Hawthorne, Belmont for the division under 500K, 500,000. A suite location is top priority. The size and condition of the home are of little concern. Who do you know who is looking to sell in the near future? Message me if you have any leads. So, pretty easy. I actually, and Ashley has been doing the videos. I'm not quite there yet. If I try to say all that, it's not going to come out.
But that's not on the business page?
This is not the business. So this is, I'm pretty sure they're putting this on their personal.
Yeah.
Because you probably want to tell the people you know more. And your business page, let's be real, it's probably agents.
And where is she getting that photo? Oh, it's just a stock, it's just a
That's
sample.
a stock home.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't put a picture. I didn't put a picture.
So
I didn't do that.
The first meeting.
Well, to give people an idea what a bungalow looks like.
Well, you could do that. I just get scared that now I'm.
Somebody-
I wouldn't put a
Tagging
house
my
picture,
house.
but you should put
Yeah.
some kind of image because otherwise it won't show up in their timelines. But
I mean, mine doesn't. Mine just says I have a buyer, really big.
yeah,
That's it. I don't have a picture.
So I have a buyer as an image, because you
No.
can't change the size of the.
No.
You can't change the size of the.
No, but I just do it bold.
Show some people sitting there with a suitcase. I have a buyer.
You could too.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, right? Okay, so every seller every week. Why I asked earlier about how long everybody's been in the industry, and I know we have quite a few people that have. Yeah, 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 agents have worked in a buyer's market. It's crazy.
I don't know what that means.
So none of us have actually worked in the buyer's market. Have you been here since 2008, 2009?
1 year.
Selling market, huh?
We're in a seller's market still. None of us have worked in that market.
I have.
I have.
So there's a few of us, or a few of you, not me, I can't count myself in that. Yeah, so you know what it's like to have a listing sitting on the market, and it's not because of the price, it's not because of the condition, it's just because of the market. And you're having to have that conversation with them of, listen, I know it's been 6 weeks and we haven't gotten anything. I'm really sorry. So, something else I do, so on Monday, I call every single one of my sellers. And I tell them, we're in a great market right now, so I can actually tell them something that's actually some type of good, right? In that market, we might not. So for that market, Gary always tells us to be ready for the market we're not in, right? So what he says is that we have, Cody says it's I have to remember, I think it's 2 by 1 and every third. So I don't have to do that every third because I already have that, I'll tell you what it is, but I already have that conversation at the listing appointment, so I don't have to do it. So 2 by 1 is you need to be reaching out to them twice a week. So it can be even a text, Facebook Messenger, or a call, and then email. But you need to be contacting twice a week, saying something. Whatever it is.
You're talking about your seller?
Because those are the people that are at this point. We need to start getting into the habit of doing that because as trends are showing, we're going there. So get ready for it. right? So that every third Thursday, meet with your sellers at the office. I don't have to do that because I set expectations with all of my clients that if by week 3, now it's obviously going to change in a buyer's market, but by week 3, 21 to 28 days, if we haven't sold at the price point, because what are they going to do? They want that. I give them 3 price points. They're always going to pick this one. So I would love to sell your home at that price. Now let's have this conversation though, because we see that homes should have an offer between 21 to 28 days. Now if we don't have any showings and we don't have an offer by that date, I'm going to want to adjust the price probably to the middle one or close to it. Normally about 2 to 3%. How do you feel about that? I want to put your house on the market for that price that you want, and let's test it out. Why not? Yet, and in 21 to 28 days, is it okay if I adjust that price to 3%?
2-3% reduction is usually.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question in regard to that. So
I put it in my listing agreement, by the way, so I don't even have to have them.
how
I
do
still have the conversation, but I don't even have to ask them because it's in our listing agreement that on this date,
Yeah.
we are
They're
reducing
changing
it.
prices. What, to get there, especially with somebody who's, an expired listing, they probably
No, they're already
had it too high to begin with.
Agreed.
And they took a reduction when
With
it
the
listed with
other-
us. And then you're going back and asking for another reduction. I mean, obviously
Well-
it's painful. What are your pointers for getting around that painful?
So the expired,
You are selling
you
your
have to go in there.
house.
You have to go in there with an expired. It's
That's
not,
good.
it could be that the agent didn't market it correctly. There's a possibility, and
Yeah.
and then it wasn't put out there.
I mean, I have a listing right now that the previous agent was at 550,000.
And what should it have then?
And nothing happened. We listed at 485. It's still pretty quiet. That's a big,
And I hate
that's a
to
big
say it, but
reduction.
it's sort of that time right now. I mean, I have some that are sitting that are not even close to that.
Yeah.
And it's just that time right now. And I keep telling you, listen, like, we're about to hit season. Let's see what happened, and we can have that conversation again. Yeah,
And they're very
but
Keeping them-
resistant.
yeah,
The lowers,
keeping them
they feel like
informed
they
is
can't,
important.
we've gone
well,
low
and
enough.
then
we
I
can't
always
go
have the conversation as well, and this is something with expireds anybody. I have that really real conversation of like, how much do you own it? How much do you expect to get out of this? How much do you need to get out of this?
Yeah.
Because the expect isn't truly the number they really, that's what they want.
Mhm.
This is what they need. So let's make that happen.
And I find a lot of people still have that idea in their head from 30 years ago that somebody's
But
gonna show
you're
up
the
out there that
expert.
doesn't know anything about the market and pay crazy money for their house.
Well, and
You're
that's,
the expert
Those people
though.
don't
And this is
exist.
what I tell every single one of my sellers. Listen, I don't make up the market, the
yeah.
buyers do. I can tell you that, listen, it's showing that there's 3 ways of selling your home right now and listing your home. You have this one, and there's a possibility we get multiple offers. There's this one, which is what the market's pretty much telling us what it should sell for. Now there's this one that we can go for, but I'm telling you right now, if we go for this one, and it's an expired, listen, we can do this again, and you've already seen this, and how long, and you have to find their pain too as an expired. Listen, I've seen this, and how long do you really want to, do you want to do another 6 months? Or are you ready to move to North Carolina? How important is North Carolina to you compared to that 6 months that we're going to sit here with your home not sold again? Just find that, because I mean, there's got to be something.
I always bring in everything else that's added up as it's sitting on the market too.
Well, if
Like
they're- if it's
property
vacant.
taxes, your,
Well,
you
if
know,
it's
everything
vacant.
you're gonna keep paying.
If it's vacant, if it's not, if they're sitting, if they're living there, that's not the same conversation. Then it's like,
Yeah.
hey, why were you moving in the first place?
Right.
Because if they've already sat 6 months, there was a reason they were selling in the first place. They're still wanting to sell, so there's a pain point there. Do you want to sit here for 6 more months? I really think that we should probably price here and try a whole new strategy and get it sold.
Maybe send them a new CMA too every 2 weeks.
So that's a great
Yeah.
point. No, you know what I do with all my listings? I set my sellers up on an MLS search
For the sold.
for the solds
Yeah, I do that.
in their
too
area,
sometimes.
Smart.
because then they see what's selling.
Right.
And guess what? Sometimes they even ask me for a price reduction because they're like, well, crap, how are we gonna get this?
Exactly.
Well, I think the point is that if you're continually communicating with them what you're doing or what's going on,
It's not gonna.
they're not gonna feel like you just dropped them. You know, and that's I think most of the time with expireds, even if they are overpriced,
Ask an expired, how was your last agent? Well, it would have been great if they would have communicated.
half of the ones that I call and get, they're like, I didn't even know I was expired until you called.
Oh,
Yep.
no, that's.
That's-
That's sad.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does happen. Well, you know, a really sad statistic. Do you know how many people you should be reaching out to on the other side of the closing table? Do you know how many people don't reach out to a client after the closing? 78% of agents never talk to their client ever again.
That's just stupid.
That's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's easy to shine. Yeah.
You know what I do though? I also, like, this is a buying side that I have a closing for. On the listing side, I put a gift in the home as well for the buyer and say, thank you so much for purchasing this home. I hope you love it as much as my client did. If you ever need anything, please reach out to me.
No, but that,
Because if you don't, I bet you most likely their agent sure that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And they're not going to. And a good thing would be, I would probably put them in your database. And have them on some type of drip campaign. Because again, they could be selling in the next 5 to 10 years. So, okay. This one, I'm not a big fan of this, and it happens. FSBO deals, this is not commission. People do not do lower commissions. It makes everybody else have to do it. Don't do it. You have value. Don't do it. Yes, because the more that everybody else does it,
It's cheaper for all.
then it's more
The
expensive.
wrong brokerage, there's one down the street.
Yeah, and then
There's
you
a lot of people that do it.
you get known as being a discount brokerage. We have one person in particular on our board that.
Oh, we have tons. So I get it. And don't get me wrong, I've had it where I've done the buy side and they wanted a 5, and I've done it, but I always give the buyer's agent 3 and I take the 2 because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I got one deal the other way around.
Dies.
I didn't find out until afterwards.
Yeah,
I just
they
assumed,
do.
I assumed the split was even. I
Yeah.
found out they could pay the point more higher than me.
Oh yeah,
I
it
don't
happens
know.
all the time.
But when you tell, but what I've been doing is when they say 6%, I go, okay, but 3's going to the other agent, and I have to give 1% to my broker, so I'm only getting 2. You go, oh, really?
And then you're gonna
But
pay
that's,
taxes
yes,
and
well, and this is what I tell people when they're like, oh, well, I talked to somebody that's about to do the 5%, there's 2 scripts, we all know it. Well, that's fantastic. So what you're telling me is that agent's willing to give up their own money, so when it comes down to your money,
How hard
what
they
do you think they're gonna do?
Give it away.
They're gonna give your money away. Or I say, listen, I can completely understand that, and I'm gonna tell you this. They said they'd do it for 4%, I'm gonna tell you what that commission is. 3% is for the buyer's agent, so that doesn't even go to me, right? So we have 3 other percent that I'm asking for, right? 1 goes to my brokerage, 1 goes to my family, 1 goes to marketing. Which one do you think I'm gonna get rid of first? It's gonna be the marketing, and I hate to tell you that, but it's the truth. I can't take away the brokerage, and my family is not gonna get it taken away from me. And you wouldn't want to take it away from your family either. And that's what I said. Okay, so the whole point of this one though is, so, again, this ask your brokerage or your broker, don't do anything unless you. So I have, with FSBOs, I ask for a shorter listing agreement. Say, listen, give me this chance. And if I don't show that I'm doing a good job, it's done.
Oh,
How short is shorter?
No, that's up to you. The shortest I ever done was a 2-week.
wow.
I gave him 2 weeks. I said, listen, I can get the photos and everything up. I'm going to do an open house. I'm going to do this, this, and this. If you're not happy in 2 weeks, we're done.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, I had the cheapest photography ever. And at the same time, it didn't matter. I knew that I would show up and do everything that I was supposed to do, and he was going to extend that listing agreement with me.
Right.
If you do a good job and show value, they're going to hire you.
That's so great.
But at least for FSBOs, they don't want to hire you in the first place. So if you're able to talk them through it and talk to your brokerage, please talk to your broker, because that's something I had to literally be like, hey, is this okay? And he's like, you lose that listing. So, and some of them may make you actually pay the fee, because its standard is 6. So, yes,
What about cancellation fees?
I don't do them.
I don't either,
I do.
but you just said the cost of stuff.
I do.
Yeah, but to me, like if I'm not doing my job, I should eat that cost anyways, right? If I'm not showing you in 2 weeks that I'm the agent for you, I'm done.
That's exactly what I usually say at the listing presentation.
Yeah.
I tell people, look,
I don't.
and they
we
don't
have
realize
to make this
that,
work.
they don't
There's
realize
three
that I
things
have
can
to
happen.
agree to
Yeah.
leave in order for them to get the 0.
Right.
But the truth is, I tell them I've never had a situation where anybody's fired me, except for family. And since you're not
And that's okay.
and they usually
You
live.
fired us?
No, it wasn't me. Don't look at me. No, it was my uncle who we just sold his other house.
Ah. That's too funny. No, I mean that I don't, and I also expect that I'm going to do enough. Like I also tell people at the listing appointment, listen, I'm going to be available for you as much as possible. Now listen, I don't take calls after 9 o'clock. You can email me. I will get back to you the next day. I don't take calls before 7 o'clock. I get up at 5, so by 7 I'm ready to go. And I also tell them from 9 to 11, if you call me, I'm not going to probably get back to you until after 11 o'clock. If I pick up the phone, fire me. And they're like, what? I'm like, fire me. Because then I'm not doing the job to find, number one, buyers for you. And I'm not finding other, places for you to live, basically. And they're like, okay. I was like, test it. I would love you to test it. Just call me at between 9 and 11, and if that happens, I want you to fire me. And they're like, and we all get distracted because we get notifications of everything. It's the hardest thing for me. So, okay, this one, I think David said it earlier. Practice the presentation. Can any of you say that you practice your listing presentation every single week?
No.
And why? Are you that good at it? No. They say that, what is it? It's professionals.
Practice on a live blog.
10,000 hours.
No, it says an amateur will practice something until they get it right. A professional will practice something until they can't get it wrong. So every Thursday, Ashley and I sit down and we role play the listing presentation. I'm not nice to her and she's not nice to me, and we fight each other until the battle is done, but we get it done. We do the presentation, we go through it to the close. You need to be doing this every single week. Every single one of you told me you aren't. So that means that you're not, think about an NFL player. What do they get paid for? Is it off the field when they're practicing? No, it's when they're on the field. And if they didn't practice, how good would they be on the field? Not great. They get paid for that.
So practice what we tell our kids to do?
Hell yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
I have 3 little ones.
I can tell my boyfriend, I can tell my son every day how to play baseball.
I can't. I have 3 boys. I've got 3 just turned 6 today, and then 8.
Oh, they're still fun at that age.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Mine are 11, 12, and 13. Yours are still fun.
I get anxiety. I'm like,
13 ain't fun.
Wait,
it's only gonna get worse. Also.
I see some gray.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, what do you-
it's 35 to 40 minutes. We normally take about an hour because we go back and forth. This is basically you scripting something that, what somebody said, I can't remember who it was, a week ago when I was at UHGU in Portland. Somebody said what they do is they film themselves doing it. Because who is a worse critic than ourselves on ourselves? And just keep doing it. until you're actually happy with it, which will never happen. So, and the same thing with scripting. Like if you don't have a script partner, find one. Make sure they're accountable, because I've had multiple script partners that they pick up the phone and they're like, hey, how was this weekend? How was this, that, and the other? You don't want that. That's not who you want. You want the person that you pick up the phone. Hey, is this the owner of 123 Main Street? That's the person you want. Because the person that wants to have a conversation, now you've wasted 20 minutes and you could have been doing something else. So, all right, that's it. I'll do it really fast. Okay, so the open house. We pick out our open house. Our listings are, so we haven't been doing those. So we actually, the Zargani group in our office, they're huge. So they normally have a new one every Monday. So we find out what they're gonna have. We take it, and then we ask if we can go to it. We talk to the seller, make sure we can go to it, and then we do all of our filming, and then we get it done. But normally we're standing somewhere, we're like, hey guys, we're having an open house extravaganza. We also have a lender. We work with a lender who does baskets for us, does refreshments for us. They pay for everything. And if you guys aren't using your vendors the way you should be, they should be paying for everything you do. Your marketing materials, everything. You are bringing the business no matter what. They should be doing something for you. So our lender pays for all of that. So we have huge baskets. It's normally a theme. We always have a theme of some sort. And we talk about it. Hey, we're going to have this. We're going to have these giveaways. The first one I think we did was like date night. They bought a $75 gift card and then date night baskets. So we had a gift card and then baskets. And we're like, hey, we're going to have a raffle this weekend. Come out. We'll have mimosas and finger foods. Ashley and I also don't drink. So we have that there for you, but we actually don't drink.
You wouldn't know it in your videos.
You would think that we're alcoholics in our videos. And then, so we take videos. So we do we'll do like 2 boomerangs. We'll do the one that talks about, hey, we're doing one. We don't tell you where. And we'll tell you Sunday between 1 and 4. We wait. Then, and message us if you have any questions. Then we do a live tour when we get there. We also do just the MLS pictures that they have. So we pick like 3 of the best ones. And that's when we actually do the address, the date, and whatever other information. And then the day of, we do a live. Oh, we door knock the day before. We do 50 houses. And then we circle prospect. So we have a list. I have a call center, so I don't actually do that. We have somebody that does it for us. So we have a call center that will call 5 Mile Perimeter to invite them. And then I do slide mail. You guys know what that is? Mm-hmm. So I do slide mail.
Slide dial?
Slide something?
Slide
Slide
dial.
dial.
Yes, that.
Slide dial.
We're not allowed to do that.
Slide dial.
I thought it was slide mail.
Can you write it there, please?
Slide
I was
dial.
gonna say, I thought it was slide mail. I don't know. Anyways, and then you put the list in there, and I leave a voice message again that morning.
So what's loud that, just so you know, it dials a bunch of phone numbers and goes right to their voicemail, so they never pick up.
Yeah, and you leave a voicemail. Hey, this is Danielle from Keller Williams. I door knocked at your house, and I also called a few days ago. Hey, I was just reminding you, today's the big day. I hope to see you. I would love the opportunity to meet you, and I want to know what you truly believe this house should be priced at. That's going to get them in. Or if we're having a raffle or whatever
That's
it
a
is.
perfectly legal voicemail to be leaving.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
We're not supposed to be.
Do not call. They're talking about do not call us.
Well, no, you
No,
won't.
we're not allowed
Don't
to.
have a do not call.
No, we're not allowed to use the slide dialer anymore in this in our MLS.
In our MLS?
Part of the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, that's something we need to get clarified.
Yeah, no, it was in the E&O presentation this morning too, but yeah.
So that's why I was bringing it
Okay,
up.
so don't do that.
I know it used to be like a big thing, and there was actually a thing about it last year. I remember because I was like going to sign up for it, and then they were like, "Don't do that."
Whenever it works, they make us do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing, and when I door knock, I actually tell them, I say, hey, I just wanted to come and invite you. Here's a flyer. We're having an open house at one of your neighbor's house. What we do though for the neighbors is we actually open it a half an hour early just for the neighbors. It's a VIP hour.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to come in. If you know anybody that you would like to be your neighbor, bring them in as well. We'd love the opportunity to meet them. And then when you see VIP hour, for some reason people are like, I'll see you there.
Let me ask you 2 questions related to that, and let's get down into the results. First of all, what would you say on average the number of people that you get?
It's probably about 25 to 30.
That's excellent. And have you done any kind of analysis to see which one of these is working best, or do you look at it and go,
We
okay,
do all of
the
them.
videos work great, but the postcards
We do
didn't,
all of them.
or any of that? Okay.
We do all of them.
Don't worry about statistics.
Because and you need to be mapping out where the signs are gonna go and putting them out at 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning, people, or the night before.
Except PGI.
Yeah.
Point of order.
Yeah.
We assign the rules.
Also, and I'm like,
Make it on a
We'll take 'em out.
Sunday and they never.
I have a question. You said you don't work Saturday and Sunday. Maybe I missed it. And you said there was an open house on Sunday. Who's doing that for you?
no, I said except for my 2 open houses on Sundays.
Oh, okay.
We do it twice a month.
Right. Okay.
This month we're only doing 1 because we were both out of town. She actually owns a salon, so we do it together. I won't do an open house by myself. It's a
Right. Smart.
protection thing for me. We're both not large girls.
We should go to the Miami convention.
She did go to a Miami convention actually, but not.
My wife is going, they want to drive.
Yeah, so
Is she a hairdresser?
She's
Esthetician.
How about, one thing I always like to do to make sure you're listening is, how about a couple of ahas? What a couple of nuggets? What do you, give me one. Gloria?
How do you get into your system?
That's not an aha, that's great.
how do I get into United Home Group?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually
You
what I was
get
going to ask. Any of you, I would love to even keep up with you. If you want to actually know more about UHG, if this is okay with him,
That's why I invited some of you people here.
I would love for you to do a little heart on your card. But I would love everybody's card because I would love to keep up with you. Also for
Put a heart in the car. That's cute. That's a nugget right there.
yeah. So I would also like to keep up with you, and if you have any questions, feel free to always reach out to me. And I would love to give you my cards, but you got a bunch on them. I know that's terrible.
Francis, you had an aha. The door
Door
knocking.
knocking on door inspection, that was.
Yeah, that would be the best one.
That was good. Karen?
Putting the sellers, putting your seller client on the
MLS
MLS
search.
on their sold, so they can see what's selling in their area.
Yeah.
Put Facebook on Facebook.
Yeah, the buyer posts on the Facebook, right? I have a buyer.
Everything.
Make an appointment every day versus having a set amount of contacts.
Make an appointment every day.
Yeah, just make it the one thing.
Yeah, it's your one thing.
Building into the listing agreement to have a price reduction.
Yeah.
Build into the listing agreement the price reductions.
Yeah, brilliant.
And this is regarding Good Mornings with the United Home Group. So you're a single agent,
I am a single agent.
so you do a 50-50 split.
I do a 50-50 split. Now I will tell you on my old team, I thought when I found out it was 50-50, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Because on my old team, I was getting 25 for listings, and I was getting 40, 60 for, the only thing I got 50-50 for was my bringing something to the table. And that wasn't listings, that was buyers. Listings was 25 no matter what. So 50-50 was huge to me.
People choose being on a team or expansion for leverage.
Well, it's time.
Leverage and
It's time.
Yep.
You get your time back.
Yep.
Because now I don't have to do this, that, and the other. Clearly I'm not tech savvy. Clearly I have no idea on that side. I have somebody that's doing everything on that side for me. I can call somebody, I need an email signature. I can call somebody, I need this. I have somebody for that.